Very good morning, all of you. Welcome to refrigeration and air conditioning class. In last class, I was discussed about a theoretical cycle, reversible Brayton cycle, on which we did some problems. Uh, in this class, I continue one more problem on reversible Brayton cycle. Then we'll move into actual cycle. See, all of you, I have written a problem on slide. Read carefully. A dense air machine operates. A dense air machine operates on reversed Brayton cycle. On reversed Brayton cycle, it is nothing but Bell-Coleman cycle or Joule cycle. All are same. I already told you, and is required for a capacity of 10 TR. Is required for a capacity of 10 TR. TR means tons of refrigeration. It is a unit of refrigeration. Means the refrigeration system is going to be removed the amount of heat from cooled space. That quantity is 10 TR. 10 tons of refrigeration has to be removed from cooled space. That is the meaning. The cooler pressure is 4.2 bar. Cooler means high temperature region heat exchanger, which is connected to compressor exit 4.2 bar, and the refrigerator pressure is 1.4 bar. Refrigerator means low temperature heat exchanger, which is connected to compressor inlet. 1.4 bar. The air is cooled in the cooler at a temperature of 50 degrees Celsius. The air is cooled in the cooler. After cooler, the temperature drops because some amount of heat is rejected. So due to that heat rejection, the temperature is dropped to 50 degrees Celsius. And the temperature of air at inlet to the compressor is minus 20 degrees Celsius. So before going to compressor, the air temperature is given as a minus 20 degrees Celsius. Determine for the ideal cycle. Clearly he mentioned that this is ideal. If you have actual cycle, definitely you should be getting the information regarding compressor efficiency and turbine efficiency. But in this problem, efficiencies values were not mentioned. So clearly we identified that this problem belongs to ideal cycle. In actual cycle, again I'll discuss this topic. So determine for the ideal cycle, 5 objectives were given. Read all of you those 5 objectives. First one is COP. We need to calculate COP. And second one is mass of air circulated per minute. Mass of air circulated per minute throughout the system. How much air is passing to each and every part. We have 4 parts. The total mass always will be constant for every part. Third one is theoretical piston displacement of the compressor. Piston displacement is nothing but volume. So we need to calculate volume of the compressor. Fourth one is theoretical piston displacement of the expander. So expander volume we need to calculate. Next one is net power per ton of refrigeration. This is different objective. Net power. Net power means amount of work input required. Work input required. That means W net, WC minus WT. That is called as net power or net work input required. So this value we need to calculate. Along with that one, they clearly mentioned that net power per ton of refrigeration, per TR value, we have to be calculated. I'll tell you how that value to be determined. Show the cycle on PV and TS planes. We have to draw PV and TS diagrams. This line is not required to say. I already told you, if you have a problem on cycle, everybody should prepare PV and TS diagrams before entering into solution. That is important because if you prepare PV and TS diagrams, examiner gets one idea that student has some knowledge on the cycle. So he knows something. Like that, examiner gets one idea, immediately he will concentrate to give more marks in the correction. If you have or if you prepare diagrams on exam sheet, So first of all, I try to prepare PV and TS diagrams for reversed Brayton cycle for the given data. So these are PV and TS diagrams. See all of you, PV and TS diagrams. Pressure volume diagram. 1, 2 is isentropic compression. 2, 3 constant pressure heat rejection. Here P2 is equal to P3. 3, 4 is isentropic expansion. 4, 1 is constant pressure heat addition. P4 is equal to P1. I already told you reversal Brayton cycle operates always between two specified pressure limits. One pressure is high pressure, which is related to cooler or high temperature heat exchanger. Another pressure is low pressure value, which is connected to low temperature heat exchanger or refrigerator. Now, I already mentioned in the problem, high pressure value is 4.2 bar, means P3 is equal to P2, which is highest pressure limit, which is 4.2 bar. The lowest pressure means refrigerator pressure is given as 1.4 bar. So P1 is equal to P4, lowest pressure value in the cycle, which is 1.4 bar. Now we'll go for temperature entropy diagram, TS diagram. 1, 2 is isentropic process. See all of you, I have prepared a vertical straight line. 1, 2 isentropic compression, pressure rises, temperature rises, S1 is equal to S2, no change in entropy. 2 to 3 constant pressure heat rejection, where pressure is constant, when heat is rejected temperature automatically drops along with volume. So in 2-3 process temperature drop is taken place. Temperature drop you can see here. 3, 4 is isentropic expansion, vertical straight line, entropy becomes constant, and pressure drops during that expansion process, automatically temperature drops. 4, 1 constant pressure heat addition. During heat addition process at constant pressure, volume and temperature both increase. So you can see here temperature rise in 4, 1, which is related to refrigerator. Now we'll see temperature values in the problem. We have only two temperature limits. What are they? First one is, uh, read all of you in third line. The air is cooled in cooler at a temperature of 50 degrees Celsius. Air is cooled. Cooled means after heat exchanger. Before entering into heat exchanger from compressor, it is ready to be rejected heat. So after heat rejection, the temperature value decreases, means air will be cooled. So after cooling, you are getting temperature as 50 degrees Celsius, means the section is 3 before entering into expander or at the end of heat exchanger. Section 3 value is 50 degrees Celsius. So T3 is given as 50. You can see on TS diagram. Next one is the temperature of air at inlet of compressor. Compressor is placed in between section 1 and 2. So inlet means 1, exit is 2. So before entering into compressor means inlet, which is section 1, that value is given as minus 20 degrees Celsius. So T1 is equal to minus 20 degrees Celsius. T3 is 50 degrees Celsius. So this data was given in the problem. Total 4 things were given: 2 pressure limits, highest and lowest pressures, and 2 temperature limits. One is before entering into compressor, and second one is after heat exchanger, high temperature heat exchanger, which is also called as air cooler. So high temperature heat exchanger exit value was given. Along with this data, the cooling capacity also was mentioned in the problem, that is 10 TR. I already told you cooling capacity is nothing but refrigerating effect or cooling effect or amount of heat removed from cooled space to the refrigerator. There are so many names. Finally, meaning is same. That is QL, amount of heat removed from space, or Q process here 41. So Q41, both are same. QL or Q41. That is 10 TR. The data also was given. So After preparation of diagrams, we prepare or we write given data. See which data was given. Q41 20R, P2 is equal to P3, highest pressure 4.2 bar, P1 is equal to P4 1.4 bar. If you convert in Pascal, 1.4 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. Similarly, for highest pressure limit, P2 is equal to P3 4.2 bar. If you multiply with 10 power 5, that gives in Pascal. Then highest temperature, sorry, after cooler, the temperature value T3 is 50 degrees Celsius. If you convert in Kelvin, 323 Kelvin. T1, the temperature value which is entering into compressor, which is minus 20. If you convert in Kelvin, 253 Kelvin. So this data is given in the problem. Now we'll see objectives. First objective he is asking in the problem is that coefficient of performance. Coefficient of performance, COP. I already told you in previous problems, the first duty of the student is that student has to calculate all temperature values in the cycle. He should know each and every temperature at every section. Now, how many temperature values we have? We have only two temperatures. They are T1 and T3. Still, we need to calculate two more temperatures. They are T2 and T4. These two values, student first of all should be calculated. How to calculate these two values? We'll see now. First of all, T2 and T4 unknown values I mentioned on the slide. Temperature at the end of compression is T2. Temperature at the end of expansion is T4. At the end of expansion T4, at the end of compression is T2. Temperature values. First of all, we see isentropic process 1, 2. Isentropic process 1, 2. For isentropic process 1, 2, we know that the relation between temperatures and pressures. In thermodynamics, we clearly discussed this. Once again, in previous class also I was discussed. Now I wrote here the relation between pressure and temperatures, which is T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 power gamma minus 1 by gamma, where gamma means adiabatic index. Here working fluid is air. For air, the adiabatic index is 1.4. I already told you, nobody will give you in the examination. Everybody, you should remember that. Gamma value for air is 1.4. If problem follows polytropic process, instead of gamma, they give n. N value will be given like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 like that. The data will be given. Based on the data, we'll continue the procedure. Now, this is polytropic process. That's why I have assumed gamma as 1.4. Now, using the relation T2 by T1 is equal to P2 by P1 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. P2 means maximum pressure in the cycle. P1 minimum pressure in the cycle. Gamma is 1.4. T1 value already they given that 253. By substituting all values, we get T2 as 346 Kelvin. Means temperature at the end of compression or after compression value is 346 Kelvin. Before entering into compressor, we have only 253 Kelvin. After compression, pressure value rises. Along with pressure, temperature we have seen as 346 Kelvin. This is from isentropic process 1, 2. Similarly, from isentropic process 3, 4, this is expansion process. T3 by T4 is equal to P3 by P4 power gamma minus 1 by gamma. T3 by T4 is equal to P3 by P4 power gamma minus 1 by gamma, where gamma is equal to 1.4, P3 means maximum pressure, P4 minimum pressure. T3 value was given in the problem. Again, we substituted all values. Finally, T4 value was obtained as 236 Kelvin. After expansion, we reach minimum temperature in the cycle. So, value is 236 Kelvin. Like that, using isentropic processes, the theoretical temperature values at the end of compression and expansion were determined like this. Now we have all temperatures values T1, T2, T3, T4. Every temperature value we know now. Then we'll go for COP of the cycle. COP is equal to, we know that relation, refrigerating effect by work input required. If you want to write in terms of temperature, already I discussed in thermodynamic analysis of reversible Brayton cycle, which is COP is equal to T1 minus T4 by T2 minus T3 minus T1 minus T4. We substitute all temperature values which are calculated just now. Then finally COP value was obtained as 2.83 COP. This is first objective. We completed with temperatures. Or directly you can also determine with the help of pressure ratio, because pressure ratio values already given in the problem. Pressure ratio means P2 by P1 or P3 by P4. So using that pressure ratio, you can determine COP in another way, which is 1 minus 1 by RP power gamma minus 1 minus 1. Like that you can determine. Next one is mass of air circulated per minute. Mass of air, how much mass is circulating throughout the system. So this is second one. Here if you observe carefully, amount of refrigerating effect was given. Cooling effect or refrigerating effect or cooling capacity, they mentioned in the problem that 10 TR. 10 TR. In the given data I already wrote here, Q41 is equal to 10 TR. If you directly TR value we don't write in the problem, I already told you. If you have TR value, first of all you should convert in kilojoules per second. 1 TR is equal to 3.517 kilojoules per second. I discussed in unit of refrigeration. So finally 10 into 3.517 kilojoules per second. If you want to convert in kilojoules per minute, you should multiply with 60. Then finally you get 2110 kilojoules per minute. Why did I mention in kilojoules per minute here? In the objective, they clearly said that we need to calculate mass of air circulated per minute, not per second. So he's asking per minute. That's why refrigerating effect I converted in kilojoules per minute. If we asking in seconds, then we directly take amount of refrigerating effect in kilojoules per second. But he's asking in kilojoules per minute. That's why I converted in kilojoules per minute. Now, amount of heat extracted or heat removed from refrigerator Q41 is equal to, we know that equation, process 41. For process 41, amount of heat mCp delta T, heat equation mCp delta T. M means mass of air circulated, Cp working fluid specific heat. Here working fluid is air, so specific heat of air, and temperature difference, maximum temperature minus minimum temperature. In process 41, maximum temperature you will see at section 1, because after heat addition, when heat is removed from cooled space, air temperature increases. So from 4 to 1, temperature value gradually rises. So at section 1 you will see high temperature. That's why I wrote T1 minus T4. So MACP T1 minus T4, this is heat equation for refrigerator. Yeah, Q41 is equal to MACP T1 minus T4. Here unknown value is mass of air MA. Remaining values already we know. MA. See a small disturbance in that equation. I directly copied that. In that I did a small mistake. See all of you. Q41 MACP T1 minus T4. Only assume this one. Other quantity you have to be neglected. Q41 is equal to MACP T1 minus T4 only. That is the equation. I have substituted 2110 for Q41. In the previous step, I converted Q41 value in kilojoules per minute, which is 2110. Mass of air I don't know. Cp of air is 1.005. T1, T4 values already we know. We determined from process, and in given data T1 is given. We know T1 value. So I substituted T1, T4 values. Cp is constant for air. Q41 is given in the data. So finally, MA value is mass of air circulated per minute, 123.5 kg per minute. Mass, kgs per minute. This is amount of mass circulated per minute throughout the system. Next one is displacement, theoretical piston displacement of the compressor. Theoretical piston displacement, nothing but amount of volume which is entering into compressor. Piston displacement is nothing but volume, amount of volume which is entering into compressor. Theoretical means total volume, how much I have inside the cylinder. Total volume. If you consider a reciprocating compressor, before compression we see total amount of volume. After compression, the complete volume will be decreased and we'll see minimum amount of volume. That is not correct. Theoretical means you have to always calculate the total volume which is available in the cylinder. That is only possible before compression. So before compression means section 1. So theoretical displacement volume is nothing but V1, volume of air before entering into cylinder. That is theoretical volume. Clearly I mentioned here, V1 is theoretical piston displacement of compressor per minute, because mass value is in kgs per minute. Just now we calculated. We know that PV is equal to MRT, characteristic gas equation, from which I wrote V1 is equal to MRT by P. I am talking about section 1. That's why M1 R1 T1 by P1. Like that you can write. M1 is nothing but mass of air at section 1, which is equal to mass of air at every section. Throughout system, mass flow rate is constant because this is theoretical system. So instead of M1, I wrote MA, mass of air, which is constant throughout the system. RA means characteristic gas constant, which is also constant for air, which is 287. Mass of air is 123.5. Just now we calculated in objective 2. Characteristic gas constant is 287. Temperature of air before entering into compressor T1 is 253. Pressure before entering into compressor, called refrigerating pressure, 1.4 bar, which is 1.4 into 10 power 5 Pascal. Don't write in bar, you should convert in Pascal. In SI units you have to mention. So finally V1 is 64 meter cube per minute. 64 meter cube per minute. That is total volume of the compressor before compression. Nothing but theoretical displacement. Next objective is theoretical displacement of expander. Similarly, for expander, if you take a reciprocating device for expansion means piston has to reach BDC, the total volume which is available. Before entering into expander, volume will be minimum. After expansion, we reach maximum volume or maximum value of volume. That is nothing but section 4. At section 3, we see minimum. After expansion, you will be having maximum volume, that is theoretical volume, V4. So he is asking V4 in the problem. V4 is theoretical displacement of expander per minute. Nothing but theoretical volume per minute. For process 4.1, if you observe constant pressure process for heat supplied, process 4.1, at constant pressure, the relation between temperatures and volumes are V4 by T4 is equal to V1 by T1. Everybody knows this equation where pressure is constant. So here I am simplifying that V4 is equal to V1 into T4 by T1. We know every value except V4. V1 just now we calculated, T4 T1. T4 we determined from isentropic process. T1 is given in the problem. So we substituted again. V4 finally we determined as 60 meter cube per minute. After expansion, the volume we obtained as 60 meter cube per minute. Like this, we determined theoretical displacement of expander. Next one is last one, net power per ton of refrigeration. First you neglect per ton of refrigeration. First we determine net power value. After that we'll see that how to maintain net power per TR. Net power is nothing but amount of work input required to drive the refrigeration system. Amount of work input, nothing but net power, net work done, net work input required. We know that COP equation is the ratio of refrigerating effect to the net work input required. I already discussed in Carnot cycle and air refrigeration system. Refrigerating effect is Q41. In the problem, we used the notation like this. Q41 or QL, refrigerating effect or cooling effect. Net work input required is W net, which is nothing but compression work minus expansion work. So in this equation, what are the known values? Q41 already we given in the problem data, that is 2110 kilojoules per minute. COP value we determined in objective 1, that is 2.83. So from which I determined W net as 745.58 kilojoules per minute. Kilojoules per minute, because Q41 is in kilojoules per minute. So in the same unit again you will be getting net power value. I have converted in kilojoules per second by 60. You will be getting 12.426 kilojoules per second or kilowatt. So first the net power value I have converted in kilowatts. I determined in kilowatts. 1 kilowatt, we know that 1 TR is equal to 3.517 TR, but he is not asking in that way. He is asking amount of power per TR. Per TR means total amount of power, how much we got, divided by total TR value which is given in the problem. So just now we determined that total power is 12.426 divided by total TR which is given in the problem is 10. So finally 1.2426 is total amount of power per TR, which is nothing but for 1 TR 1.2426 kilowatts amount of power is required to drive the system. For 1 TR means for removing 1 TR amount of heat from this cooled space or refrigerating space. So like this we solve problem on reversible Brayton cycle. I have discussed different objectives in the problem. So depends on examination case, based on the objective you can select that category, you can use that equation, we go for solution. Okay, thank you all of you. That's all for today. Next class I'll discuss about actual cycle. Actual means in which we consider irreversibilities. So what are the irreversibilities we have in actual cycle? We'll discuss. Based on that irreversibilities, how that work equations or net power equations will change, how efficiency will change, will be discussed in next class. So thank you all of you.